Hello YouTube, MISD taxpayers, parents, faculty, staff, students, anybody that has an interest in exactly how dirty a law firm may be that's involved in a school district. I want you to ask yourself, is a law firm representing your school district? Are their hands bloodstained? The truth of that question may surprise you. And what I mean by that, has your law firm representing your school knowingly, intentionally engaged in illegal acts in order to carry out a case or a crime or to cover up some illegal activity taking place inside the school amongst your students? So the truth is going to come out, because in one Central Texas school district, they can't claim they didn't know. Taxpayers of that community paid that law firm thousands of dollars to transcribe a recording of their assistant superintendent and superintendent discussing these crimes, when their technology director reported them, when their police chief investigated it, when he caught the criminal, when the criminal confessed. That the technology director did everything he was supposed to do, followed all the policies and procedures. But in order to carry out an agenda, because some stakeholders had particular interest in these crimes, possibly benefiting from them, you're going to find out that they carried out a legal hearing in which taxpayers paid $30,000+ to them to carry out, just so they could continue to move forward despite knowing that what they're moving forward with is completely falsified. They went forward into a hearing, presented documents, and went after a family, his father, himself, to go along and carry out claiming that they never knew about these crimes. That despite the text messages, despite the documentation that existed, that they tried to hide, it eventually, thanks to an interim superintendent later, produced, showing that this was all indeed properly reported. It was indeed investigated by their own police chief, and he did indeed get a confession from the criminal on multiple occasions. You're going to find that law firms are dirty. And there's been several firings and several people turning in their keys and people running off to take other jobs in region centers or other locations to try to avoid what was coming. Because one thing about this family, we won't sit down and let people run over us. We stand for integrity, and we'll fight to the dying day. My father's passed away now, fighting a long battle with cancer and battle with corruption inside of the local school district. And this coming month, a video is going to be produced that's going to clear his name, and it's going to forever stain the school district and the law firm who engaged in the illegal acts, spending taxpayers' money, hiring exotic dancers as quote investigators, paying or charging the taxpayers to transcribe some recordings in which they all talk about these crimes, and that their director of technology followed all the policies and procedures and indeed reported every one of them just like he was supposed to do. But they framed him and they fired him for the crimes in which he reported. This law firm, from the best of my knowledge, is still representing the same school district. I guess still hiring the same exotic dancer as their investigator. The board, at least one of them, claims to have never known, never met this investigator, has no clue what we're talking about, but their financial records paint a different story. It's going to show he did know. He should have known. And if he's making it, he thinks this is in the best interest of the students and faculty, the staff, hiring people engaging in illegal activity, covering up crimes, the community needs to really think about that at the next election term. Stay tuned, folks. I promised my father I'm going to clear his name, and that I will do. And you may change forever where you buy your tires or where you do your business, because these people knew what they were doing. But when you're using a stolen MacBook Pro and you have a technician burning your family presents off of it, well, I guess you don't want him exposed, do you, for stealing all that stuff, because he might just tell off that those DVDs that he stole were for your presents for your family. But you know what? We have you recorded talking about it anyways, and your law firm knows it. So anyways, guys, This is not a vindictive recording. This is educational video. It's opening the doors and shedding some light on a very dark subject, a very dangerous subject, about a dirty law firm that's got bloodstains on his hands.